Hi, survivors. It's me, Purpose and reporting to you. Hope you guys are doing well because what's going on in this world is not. As you guys can see, I've been really studying and listening to a lot of the locals and their interviews that are coming from East Palestine, Ohio. And I just have, I'm just really glued to it because first of all, it's devastating, it's traumatizing, and I feel like if this is where they're doing, if this is the new way they're doing things to, go into their plan and their agenda, I want to be on top of it. And I want to um, hear, analyze, learn from, investigate from all parties, like all stories. I'm looking at and listening to not only the citizens and the residents, most of all, I'm listening to their stories, but I'm also listening to this fake, corrupt G-O-V. I'm listening to them and how they're totally neglecting and how they have totally abandoned them people. And a month later, they want to show up and all this here in their lives. Then I'm looking at the aspect of that company, that railroad company, the train company. I mean, in regards to all the devious things that they're doing and all the lies they spewed up, and how the corporations and how the politicians and the G-O-V, are helping them to cover up things in line form because all their pockets are being lined with this company. It's just like when politicians run for office, all these businesses that give them billions and millions of dollars, they're not just giving them that money to give it to them. They're giving it to them so they can pass regulations they want them to pass, so they can pretty much let them do whatever the hell they want to do, and they're going to back them up on it. And that goes that goes in regards to what happened to those people in East Palestine, those local political figures and officials was not backing up those citizens who they supposed to represent. They was backing up that company, that railroad company, and that's how them people end up getting sick. I'm gonna tell y'all, it's gonna blow your mind. I'm gonna tell you this now. Now I really gotta be careful of putting the interviews out because I don't know if I get a copyright strike from it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be careful with that because we know these platforms, they always going towards the left or the right or whoever is in power, and they tell them to censor this and censor that, and however you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna stop giving them a reason, or not gonna give them a reason to pull down my platform or pull down my video. So I'm just gonna listen to it and I'll come back and report to y'all. The main thing that I got out of this is one of the best interviews I heard. This lady broke it down. This lady broke it all the way down. She said that they were told to evacuate and then told immediately they could come back. And she said as soon as they got back, she said a lot of them were held up at the train stops because they noticed the trains had started back going that quick. And they were wondering how could the trains be going back that quick when them people hadn't properly cleaned up the sites. The area was still infested and contaminated. They were thinking, even though the people were telling them they could come back, and they were trying to figure out, why would they tell them to come back so quick? So anyway, they're listening to these people, not realizing that they're going into a major mess and a major health hazard. When they went back, they immediately started getting rashes from using the water. People told them that everything was okay, the water was okay, the air was okay, everything, the soil, everything is okay. I'm gonna tell you why they told them that. They said when they was taking showers, baths, whatever, in that water, they started breaking out with rashes. Instantly, they just started coughing and coughing profusely. They were going to the doctors, and the doctor said they had something, due to the chemical exposure that caused that excessive coughing, that it caused those rashes, bloody noses, eye tinkling. I mean, all kinds of symptoms, y'all. And it's important to listen to these stories so you know if we ever had these kind of symptoms, we'll know where it's coming from, because I also listened to an interview, and one of them people that was cleaning up the site, they was talking about the chemicals and toxins in the air that you can't smell and that you can't see, but they're really, really deadly. And he said they're hard to detect. So these people getting all this stuff in them, right? Come to find out, the reason why that politician and them local leaders over there were telling them people that the evacuations was lifted because the trains could not presume coming in and out of the town, and they couldn't get those trains back on the tracks and get their business back going with evacuation in that area. So they talked those officials into and telling them, by having their people, a part of their company, do the investigation in regards to testing the soil, testing the water. So these people have a vested interest. They work for this company, so of course they're going to say everything's okay when it wasn't, so those trains could get back running. And they put them people's life and health at risk. So basically what I'm saying is, they lifted, the city officials lifted, listening to the railroad people, lifted that evacuation, which they shouldn't have done that. Them people still shouldn't be over there. None of that stuff is safe over there, but they did it for profit and gain, and also to help their railroad company, which a lot of them politicians got stock in and they down with. Them people, the railroad company told them, the city officials, okay, lift the evacuation, everything is okay, because we can't get our stuff back running until it's done. That's how smart these residents are, and that's how much they've looked into what happened. So that's what happened. When they lifted it, those people came back, and now they all messed up. That's number one. Number two, should I put it all in one video? I'm trying to think. No, I'm not. Let's just marinate on that. Let's just marinate on that one. I'm going to come back with some more of the stories. This one was most important to me to tell the public, because so many times during these disasters, where there be a tornado or a hurricane, a tropical storm, a flood, or a chemical spill, or whatever the case may be, these lying politicians to tell somebody to come back to an infested area or never to leave it, just like with 9/11, they were telling people everything was okay. 5 years later, 10 years later, these people are passing due to cancer or brain damage or something because of those effects and the chemicals in the air. And these people telling them everything gonna be all right. Whenever there's a disaster, don't listen to these people. We have to have the spirit of discernment. When your instinct, like these people over there in this town, East Palestine, their instincts told them that something wasn't right. And that's why they fighting. These people are raising hell, and I'm glad they are. Because enough is enough. Time's up with these people playing with our lives so they can line their pockets with their rich friends and their corporations, and cool with the judges and cool with all these different people that's giving them all this money. It's all tied into millions and millions of dollars. And nobody still are not placing emphasis on how they're going to create this movie, which I found out from listening to Squirrel Tribe, that these politicians got stocks in, and this railroad company got stocks in, and they're a part of the board and all that. And they came out with this movie way before this stuff even happened. The movie White Noise on Netflix. People ain't shouting and talking about that as much as they should be, because that's a major coincidence. So y'all be careful, man. Don't listen to these people. They hate us. They don't care nothing about this. All they care about us, all they care about getting from us is our money. We're nothing to these people. And you would think they'll have more respect for us and treat us better, since we done made them rich. We done made all of them rich. They wouldn't have these successful businesses and companies and corporations if it wasn't for people like us working their jobs and buying their funky products that's got toxins and chemicals in it as well, including their nasty ass food. Allegedly, but that's what's really going on. Y'all follow me on Patreon. I have a lot of good videos on here. I'm talking about videos y'all I can't show on here. And I wish I could, because I want people to hear about it, but they'll pull it down. They'll pull the platform down, God forbid. But so I put all this stuff on Patreon. So if y'all want to see some real deep stuff that I can't even talk about on here in regards to this stuff we're dealing with now and what we've been dealing with, go to Patreon, please. The link's going to be in the description. Please support the Allegedly, and good luck with that t-shirts. All proceeds go back into this channel, y'all. It helped me to keep this channel going. It's a lot, y'all. This is like a full-time, overtime job. From the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, wake up, we go to bed, it's upload, investigate. And not just myself, a lot of content creators. It's a lot of hard work that's put into this. It's not a joke. It really isn't, you know. And also, if you're looking for land in bug-out areas in Texas, I have some for sale and for lease. All the links are in the description. And as always, it's on purposeand.com. And if you're looking for your survivalism needs, you know, gas masks, for yourself and for your children and family, radiation suits, eyesight tablets to help you to fight off what's going on these days and times. I also have that on purposeand.com. All the proceeds go back into this platform. And as always, watch the world, watch the weather, smell your water, boil and purify your water before you use it, and keep surviving.